There are quite a lot of nice money, XP and legendary farm tactics in the new Moxie's Heist DLC that you totally want to know about. So I want to highlight them in this video. A like on the video would of course be super appreciated. And let's go. Let's start with an amazing XP and pretty good legendary farm tactic. Like I was doing this farm with Dennis, who was playing on a level 43 Sane, and he almost got 1 level per run on Mayhem 4. And for each run you do not have to go back to the main menu, you can just stay in the same area, so that's really nice. It is versus the Scrap Trap Nest boss that you of course find over here on the map in the Compactor region. And you can by the way do the Crew Challenge boss nearby if you want. He can actually drop some legendaries, like these Crew Challenge bosses are able to drop the new class mods, for example. I even got 2 from 1 try. It's optional, and from there you can go to the Scrap Trap Nest boss. It's actually one of the main encounters of the DLC. First you need to destroy many mini claptraps that give around the 1200 XP per kill on Mayhem 4, and there are a ton of them. And I actually have a smart tactic to easily take them out. You need an ion cannon for that. That's a guaranteed drop from the Fabricator MK2 boss. And I will touch on this fight later on in the video, but with this rocket launcher, especially a corrosive one, you can instantly take out these little scrap traps with a nicely charged shot. So what I do is I stand up high, so this is where the boss will spawn, and then all the scrap traps will come toward me in a group, so they can easily take out multiple of them at once. So just stay there, and then at one point you have to reload, and what I then do is I jump down, and then all the scrap traps have to turn around and also go down, and then there's also one path again that they all come from, so you can again just wait and blast them all at once. And even when they catch up to you and you blow yourself up with the ion cannon, you can easily get back on your feet thanks to one blast that will instantly take out those robots. But other corrosive weapons will also totally help you during this encounter, like the redistributor from the takedown, so then you can also easily take out groups of enemies. And if you got a corrosive grenade, then you want to spam them during this encounter, like the Ghost Call for example, because these little scrap traps will drop grenades left and right. So you will refill your grenades in no time. It's not a really difficult boss, but it will of course be harder if you are power leveling someone who is lower than you and can't really do that much damage on Mayhem 4. While you of course want to be on Mayhem 4 for the extra XP gains. So after you killed the boss and got some nice legendary drops, in my experience you get more legendary drops when you play with someone else from this boss. When I was farming alone, I would most of the times just see one boomer or one lucky 7 pistol, and you will see these items a lot because they are the dedicated loot drops from this boss, but it can of course drop other items too. So to have him respawn to get more XP and some other legendaries, you don't have to quit to the main menu, but you simply go through the container here, don't fall down, but now just wait outside a little bit and then go back into the boss arena, and before you know it, you will see the armor bar from the boss again and can repeat the farm. In 10 minutes I was able to farm this boss 3 times for the lower level character of Dennis, and he almost gained 3 levels. So it's a really insane farm tactic for if you want to level up another character. Also, if that character is like on another account and you want to play split screen, then this also easily works. And shout out to NWRVC on Reddit for finding a way to easily repeat this tactic without having to quit to the main menu. It's kind of similar to my Freddy tactic from my previous video, where if you fast travel inside the area after you killed him and then run back into the boss arena, he will simply respawn. I would still argue that Freddy farm is better for legendaries, while the Scrap Trap farm is better for the XP. And I really hope that it's intentional and something that Gearbox wants to do more for future bosses, that we don't have to go back to the main menu to have them respawn, because the load times on console are pretty long, especially for this DLC, and having to invite a friend all the time also of course costs the necessary time. So not having to quit to the main menu while farming bosses is really awesome, and I will link to that Freddy farm by the way in the video description or at the end of this video. Before we touch on more legendary farm tactics, let's quickly go to a nice money farm tactic. Sirobala on Twitter gave me this interesting idea, because in the new DLC you of course find many slot machines that give you quite a lot of dollars. But if you boot the game up offline and then stay offline and play on Mayhem 3, then the amount of money that you get is way higher than on any other mode in the game. Like running around and breaking those slot machines will get you offline on Mayhem 3 14,000 per slot machine. And you can also break them with a weapon, like I'm using the ion laser here, one of my favorite guns from the DLC. And with that, you just break these machines in no time, run up to them, and then you see your money raise super fast. I've been doing this tactic in the grand opening region. Just run a little, open the machines that you come across, but you want to go to the chump slots area, because this is where you will find many of these slot machines that you can easily break. So just ignore the enemies and focus on the slot machines, and you can of course increase the money gains by equipping an artifact that increases the amount of cash that you pick up. And then you will have no issues opening the VIP doors or getting the extra bank space slots if you still need to get them. And it's really a money tactic that everyone can do, like you don't need a specific weapon, only this DLC of course. Getting money is not really an issue in Borderlands 3, but getting a ton of money can be challenging, and there will be more bank space upgrades coming in 2020, so money will be really necessary for that. And this is just the best farm tactic, apart from the money barrel one, that I've found yet. But of course, if you found another area with more of these slot machines, then totally drop it down in the comments below. You saw me use the ion laser, and that is the weapon that I will give away in this video. So all you need to do is put your PlayStation Network ID in a comment under the pinned comment for a chance to win. And you have to be a subscriber of the channel before you enter. And also with these DLC weapons, you need to have the DLC before you can use them. So you have to keep that in mind. MRWE Pax won the Heartbreaker from my previous giveaway. I will send you a friend request, and I also, by the way, sent previous guns from previous giveaways to the winners, so check your mail if you want. Now let's move on to another interesting farm tactic where you can kill one of these loot midget bots that sometimes appear out of the Hyperion ammo chest over and over again. Like, they have a high chance to drop legendaries, so being able to farm them is pretty nice. So for this tactic, you still need to have the Raging Bolt side mission that you find in the middle of the hideout. So at the Casa de Timothy in the Panopticon region. If you don't have this mission anymore, then you can of course play through the DLC again on the True Vault Hunter mode until you unlock this mission. So for this one, you have to go to an arena, and I don't want to spoil that much. Just follow the mission, and then at one point you need to go into the arena and survive a few waves. But every wave of this arena will have one of these loot bolts. So those will be the badass Wheelloader MK2 bolts. And they have quite a big chance to drop a legendary, but the moment you finish a round, you cannot replay it. So what you can do is kill these badass Wheelloader MK2 bots and then quit to the main menu. If you then hit continue, then you will be near the arena, and then the wave will spawn again, including the Wheelloader bot. So then you can continue to farm it. So kill it, quit to the main menu, hit continue, etc, etc. So it's not a guaranteed legendary every time, but the chances are again pretty high. So it's a pretty nice tactic. It's only better on PC because the load times are way less there. On console, you will totally be more in a loading screen than actually fighting this loot bot. A shout out to JorRaptor for highlighting this tactic in his video. I will link to his channel in the video description. I found that farming the final boss, I don't want to spoil that fight just yet, but I thought it was also a pretty nice tactic for a good amount of legendaries. And then you can also, after that, go to the sort of throne room with some money and some red chests that can contain legendaries. And I also found some special cosmetics from this DLC by farming this final boss. So while it can take some time because of the many immune phases, it will still be nice to farm this guy. Just like the Fabricator MK2 for the Ion Cannon guaranteed drop, so repeat this fight to get a very good one. And just like the Agonizer boss, this new boss doesn't like the Cutsman that much. So having a corrosive variant during the armor phase will just melt its health. So if you are able to hit multiple parts, then this fight will be over before you know it. It's awesome to finally have some new bosses to farm, and that some of them do not require you to go back to the main menu. I will showcase the best weapons that you can get in this Moxie's Heist DLC, so totally subscribe to stay up to date on that. That video will be up really soon. Like this video to support the channel, and totally check out my previous video on that Freddy farm. You can watch it by clicking on the screen, or I will link to it at the end of our blackjack opening that Dennis and I like to do at the end of a Borderlands 3 video. Hey Dennis, got this for you from the final boss.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
What does
very
it
cool.
look like? Oh,
Normally
it's
these-
completely glitching through the cutscene,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a gold jack mask as well. That's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, like normally these trinkets are pretty small, but
So you want to go first this time?
yeah, that's cool. Oh!
Wow! Wow! Well, no way I'm gonna top that. Thanks for the trophy, by the way.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
I got
did you
that
get?
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
it too? Nice. And only
Yeah.
a blue goddamn weapon. Okay.
Okay.
So random. Okay, now let's go to the other one and see if you can
Yes.
best that. Okay, Dennis, 21 in one try. Let's go.
I'm gonna see if like spicing up the chest beforehand works out, or just like completely killing myself because that
Whoa,
was way too much
whoa.
damage.
Oh my god. Yeah, I will.
Can you help me up?
Gotcha.
Okay, that was a blood sacrifice. I earned that 21. That 19.
Oh.
That's still.
Yeah, but try and hit
I'm
it.
gonna stand. I got a legendary
Wow.
from this before, so nah, it's just blues.
Then you would
Oh,
still be
well.
a winner, I gotta say. If you got a legendary from 19 and I got like a blue weapon from 21.
Yeah, but to be fair, I did sacrifice my life for it, so it better be worth something.
That's right. Subscribe for everything Borderlands 3. We got another idea for the end of the video, not the blackjack stuff, so stay tuned for that. And of course that video on the best weapons. In the meantime, you can check out our previous video on that Freddy farm. That is really worth doing. For now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.